Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? If you can type one in the chat box. The walkthrough session will start in 2 minutes. So how many scores did you get in that 30 scores? How many did you get? Is that hard? Okay, so it's time to start. I guess welcome to today's session. It's about the City of London School 11 Plus mock test walk through. We are going to talk about some questions that the full score rate, which is lower than the 75%. And the average of this paper is 43 out of 60 scores. So let's go to the first one. For this question, the full score rate is only 44%. It says the calculator display below shows 1/33 as a decimal. Fill in the blank to show how the calculator will display this number, this fraction. You do not need to write your digit in the same style, but you should use 10 digits. So guys, can you tell me, if you want to get the second number from the first one, you need to divide by what number, guys? Can you type it for me? So from this one to this one, you have to divide by what? 100, that's right. So if you divide by 100, you need to move your decimal point left or right, guys, left or right. This way or this way. Left by 2 digits, right? Because you divide by 100. So let's see what do we have if we move that by 2 digits. So 1 digit you go to this way, and then 1 more you go to this place. Okay, so let me erase this one. Just keep the last one here. See what do we have? We're gonna have some zeros to fill in these blanks. So this will be 1 0. This will be another 0. So what will be the answer to the question, guys? Because you need to have 10 digits, and on the left, you add 2 zeros. So that means on the right, you need to cancel this 2. Because in total, you have only 10 digits. So your answer will be, let's say, 0.0. How many zeros do we have after the decimal? 1, 2, 3, right? So 0, 0, 0, 3 zeros, and then 3, 0, 3, 0, 0, 0. So 3 of that, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 0. Okay, that's it. That's it for the question. For number 2. Okay, next one. Next one. Question number 4. Bud has some pocket money. She gives 2/5 to her little sister and 1/6 of what remains to her little brother. She has left £4. How much does she have originally? So to solve this question, we need to do 2 steps. The first step is that we need to find what the total of the remains. So what's the remains? Let's see. As for the remains, you have to use this £4, divide by the corresponding fraction. And you see, as for the remains, but gives 1/6 of that to her little brother. So for herself, gonna have 5/6 left, right? So if you want to get the total, you need to use 4 divided by 5/6. So actually that equals to 4 times the reciprocal of this fraction. So you times 6/5, right? 6/5. And that gives you, let's see, I'm going to write that in this fraction form. So it's going to be 24/5. That will be the total of remains. And now let's move on to the original money that Bud has. It says she gives 2/5 to her little sister, and this will be the remains. So what does that mean? That means the remaining money will be the 3/5 of the original ones, right? So to get the total, original total, you have to use your remains, which is 24/5, divided by its corresponding fraction, which is 3/5. So you divide by this fraction, you times the reciprocal of it. 24/5 times 5/3. So this one and this one will cancel out. 24 divided by 3, you got 8. So the final answer will be 8 pounds. Okay. So let's move on to this one. The thermometer below shows the temperature recorded at noon yesterday. What was the temperature yesterday known in Celsius? Okay, let's read it. It is between 10 and 20. And for each small interval, we need to use the division to find it. You see, from 10 to 20, you have 5 intervals. That means you have to use 10. Yes, steps of 2, that's right. Divide by 5, which means each step will be 2. And you have 2 small intervals, right? So 2 times by 2, you got 4. 4 plus 10, which gives you 14. So the first one will be 14 here. Our second question, a flow chart for converting Celsius into degree Fahrenheit is, first step, you enter the temperature in Celsius. So that'll be, let's say 14, okay? As for this question. And then you divide by 5. So 14 divided by 5, what do you get, guys? If you do 14 divided by 5, what's that number? 2.8, that's right. 2.8 multiplied by 9, what's that number? 2.8 times by 9. 25.7, that's right. And you add 32 to it. 25 adds 32, 87 or 50, it's 57, right? 57 point, let's see, it's not 7, guys, it's gonna be 2. 25.2, yes. 8 times by 9, 72. So it must be 2 at this place. So 57.2. And that will be the answer to this question. Okay. Am I right? Yes. Yep. Okay. So last one. What temperature in 95 Fahrenheit in Celsius? So actually you need to use this function. It's like a function machine, right? So you have to use that in a reverse way. Yes, the answer will be 35. Let's see, how do we get it? If you're gonna use this function in the reverse way, you're gonna input 95. And at this step, you add 32. So you have to take away 32. So 95 take away 32, you got 63. And 63 divide by 9. This one is multiplied by 9, but in this direction, you have to divide by 9. That will be 7. And then 7 times by 5. Because this one's divided by 5, so you're going to go the reverse way, you're going to change into a multiplication. So 7 times by 5, you got 35. And that will be the final answer, which is 35 degrees Celsius. All right. Next one. So this question is basically about statistics. Let's see, the temperature in the garden was measured at midnight every night for a week. The result in Celsius degrees were -5, 1, -2, 4, -3, 5, and 4. The range in the temperature. What is the range, guys? How can we understand it? What's the range? So the range is basically means the difference between the lower bound and the upper bound. Okay. Yeah. So the lower bound is just -5 and the upper bound is 5, the biggest number, right? So the range of that two numbers, you use 5, take away -5. So that'll be 10. That'll be 10 degrees. And the mode in temperature, what does that mean? What is mode? In a series of numbers, what is the mode?
Mode means the most frequent.
Yes, the mode means in a series of numbers, that one which appears or repeats most frequently. Okay, so as for this -5, we have only one of that. And as for 1, you have only one of that. -2, only one. But for 4, you have 2 of 4, right? So you have 2 times, repeat by 2 times. And for all the other numbers, only 1 time shows up. So the mode in temperature will be 4 degrees Celsius. And what is a medium? How can we get a medium, guys? Here you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers in total.
Middle of a sequence.
Yeah. So to get a medium, you're going to rearrange or reorder all the numbers in ascending way or descending way. Okay. Let's say I'm going to go from the smallest to the biggest. So -5, -3, -2, and then 1. And then I got 2 of 4. So I got 5. You see, I got 7 numbers, and the middle one will be the median, which is 1. So the answer will be 1 degree Celsius to this question. Okay, so let's move on to question number 9. I think this one is an easy one. Miss Puss eats 6 fish. I guess it should be 6 fishes. 6 fish each day. A 50 pounds credit by 80 fish. Today, she received an extra 20% free fish when she bought her 50 credit. How many days should the credit last? Okay, guys, you see, in a normal day, if you use 50 pounds credit, you're gonna get 80 fish. But today, she got extra 20%. So can anyone tell me how many fishes does Miss Puss get? 80 times what? You get extra. So it'll be 1 plus 20% extra, right? That will be the total fishes that we have. So that will be 80 times 1.2. Okay. What do you get, guys? 80 times 1.2, you get 96. So you have 96 fish in total. And every day we're gonna consume 6 of that. So how many days should the credit last, guys? Use 96 divided by the fish that we're gonna eat every day, each day, right? Divided by 6. So you got 12. No, it's not 12. I think, let's see, what's the answer, guys? 16, right? It's gonna be 16. So 16 days will be the answer. Next one. Yes, Cindy, go ahead.
For that question, I don't get why you have to use 1 plus 20%. I thought it was only like just 20%.
Because it says extra. That's why. That's why, okay? Because in a normal day, if you use 50 pounds credit, you're gonna have 80. But today you got extra 20%. Or you can use this. If you think that is hard to understand, you can use 80. That's the number of fish that you must get. But today you get extra 20%. So you add that extra fish you get. So that'll be 80 times 20%. So that'll be 80 plus 80 times 0.2, you got 16, which gives you 96 fishes as well. So 96 divided by 6, you got 16. Okay, make sure you understand this sentence here. Today, she received that extra 20% free fish. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. So I guess this one will be a little bit hard for you. I travel 5 miles at 30 miles per hour and then 5 miles at 20 miles per hour. What is my average speed in miles per hour? Guys, you see, this is the speed 1, this is speed 2. So can I do 30 plus 20 divided by 2, which gives me 25? Is that correct? What do you think? Is that correct? Can I do that? Yes, Kiki?
You can't do that because it just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I cannot do that. It's not correct. If you want to get the average speed, you have to use, let's say, if you want to get the speed, you have to use the total distance divided by your total time. That gives you the speed, okay? But the thing is that, how do we get the total distance, guys? The total distance is very easy to get. So I'm going to use TD to represent total distance, which is 5 plus 5, right? Because you got 5 miles and then 5 miles. That will be 10 miles. But what is the total time? How can we get the total time? Yes, Kiki, how can you get the total time?
Is it, so for the 5 miles at 30 miles per hour, is it 5 over 30?
Yeah, so the time, you got that from the distance divided by the speed, right?
Yes, so it's 5 over 30, which is 1 over 6.
That's right. And
The
then
second one add will be 5 over 20, which is 1/4. And if you add them up, you should have 10 over 24.
yes, so the total time equals to 1 over 6 plus 1 over 4, which gives us, let's see, it's 12. 1 6 equals to 2 over 12. And this one, 1/4 is 3 over 12. So in total, that'll be 5 over 12. That's right. Time, maybe hours, okay? It's hours. So now we are ready to get the final answer. The speed then equals to the total distance, which is 10, and then divided by the total time. We know that fraction line is equal to this operation, right? The division operation. So divide by, let's see, 5 over 12, which is the total time. So you times the reciprocal of this fraction. That equals to 10 times 12 over 5. And that will be 120 divided by 5. So you got what? You got what? Yes? 120 divided by 5. You got 24, right? So that'll be 24 miles per hour. That'll be the correct answer. Just remember, to get the speed, the only way you can use is that use the total distance divided by the total time. That will be the average speed. You cannot use the speed 1 at the speed 2 and divide by 2. It's not right. I'm going to give a cross to it. It's not correct. So next one, I guess this one is also very easy. It says Q is a middle point. It's a midpoint of line MN. The coordinates of Q are 12, 19. What are the coordinates of point MN? So because we know the coordinate of Q is 12 and 19. So that means if you have some line, go straight down to the x-axis. So the length of this little side must be equal to 12. And also this little side is 19. Okay. Question. Because Q is the middle point of MN, that means this part equals to what number, guys? The length, let's say this point is A. So what is MA? What is the length of MA? Because Q is middle. Yes, Kiki?
Is it just going to be 19 times 2? Because A is the midpoint of.
Yeah, that's right.
19 is the midpoint of M.
Exactly. So A will be the midpoint of MO. And also this B is the midpoint of NO. So BN equals to OB, which is 12. And now we can get the answer, which means M to O, the distance will be 19 times by 2, which is 38. And you have to be really careful that the x-axis is 0 and the y coordinate will be 38. And as for point N, y will be 0. X will be 12 times by 2, you got 24. Okay. So that's it for this one. And next question, question number 13. You got a square and a rectangle are overlapped and their parameters are equal. So that is really important information here. Because they got the same parameter, that means if we got the parameter of rectangle, then we know the parameter of the square. The diagram is not drawn to scale, okay? Question A, what is the area of the square? If you want to get the area of the square, you need to know the set length of the square. And if you want to get the set length, you can get the parameter first. So what's the parameter of the rectangle? You know the width equals to 3 and the length is 15. So the parameter equals to, let's see, 36, that's right. It's basically 3 plus 15 and then double it. So you got 36. And we know that the parameter will be the same for the square, right? So can anyone tell me what is the set length of the square? You know the parameter is 36 and you got 4 sides. Each one share the same length. So you have to use 36 divided by what? Divided by 4, right? To get the set length, which is 9. So as for this square, the set length equals to 9, then the area equals to 9 squared, which is 81. Question 2. The area of the overlapping part is 6 centimeters squared. What percentage of the total area covered by the two shapes is the overlapping parts? So to get the answer, you have to use the shaded parts, right? Which is 6. Divide by the area of this shape, okay, of this one, of the whole thing. So to get the area, you have to use the area. You have to use the area of the rectangle, add the area of the square, and then take away one of the overlapping parts. That will be the total area of the shape. So let's see. You have to use 3 times by 15. That will be the area of the rectangle. And you plus 9 times by 9. That will be the area of the square. And you have to take away 1 time of the overlapping part, which is 6. So let's see, what do we get? It can be 6 over, this one is 45. And this one is 91, and you minus 6. So 45 plus 91, which is 126, minus 6 is 120. So 6 over 120, basically that will be, say 1 over 20, right? And that is 5%. Because you times by 5 to 20, you got 100. So the answer will be 5%. Okay, guys, any other questions? Can I move on? Yep. Okay, go ahead.
Why do you take away 6?
Oh, you see, you have to read the question really carefully. It says the percentage of total area covered by the two shapes. So if you don't take away the 6, and you add 45 and 81 together, you will double count this place. You will double count the shaded part. So that's why you have to take away 6. So actually, I think if I do this way, it'll be much easier for you to understand. I'm gonna cut this whole thing into 2 parts, okay? How about this? So the area of the area covered by the shape is part A plus the area of a square, right? You get it? Make sense? So the area covered by the whole shape is part A, the green one, at the area of this square. So what is the area of part A? That is the area of the rectangle. Take away that 6 centimeters squared. So that will be 3 times 15 minus 6. 45 minus 6, you got 39. Okay, so the area of part A is 39. And you know that the area of the square equals to 81, which is 9 times by 9, right? 9 times by 9, you got 81. That will be the area of part, let's say part B, the square. And you add these two parts, that will be the total area covered by these two shapes. 39 plus 81, you got 120. You got it?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so next question. So as for this one, we need to review something about triangles. Let's say. So I'm not sure if you remember this. This is triangle ABC. I just extend BC to get a new angle, and we call that exterior angle. And this is interior angle, right? So the thing is that this angle, let's say angle A, this one, and angle B, if you add that together, that equals to this one. So X, Y, and Z. So the relationship is that X plus Y equals Z. Does anyone know why? Why is that correct? How do we prove this? So that means the exterior angle equals to the sum of the two interior angle, which is not next to it. Does anyone know why is that correct? Yes, Kiki.
Is it because if you add X and Y together, that let's say X was 10 and Y was 90 or something like that, then if you add that, then it's going to be 100 degrees. And then after that, you just need to do 100, take away 180, which will be 80. But since a horizontal line is already 180 degrees, you don't really need to take it away.
Yes, exactly. You see, if I do X plus Y plus theta, I'm gonna see that's theta, okay? That will be the three interior angles. We know that they add up together to get 180. And also this angle is a straight angle. So it means Z plus theta also equals to 180. That means these two parts will be exactly the same. Okay, they equal to each other. Because they add theta, they all get the same answer. That's why x plus y equals to z. And now we're going to use that method to solve the question. Let's say I'm gonna extend this line. So I get a point. Because this one is 155. Can anyone tell me what is the degree of this angle? Of this green angle? What is the degree of that? You have to use 180 minus 155, right? So that equals to 25 degrees. And also for this blue one, for this blue angle, that equals to 180 minus 145. That will be 35 degrees. Okay. So let's see. If you use this method, I just tell you. So you will know that this angle equals to what? This pink one. This pink one. Yes, Kiki.
60.
Ah, yes. So that equals to 35 plus 25. Because this angle is just the exterior angle of this triangle over here, right? Of this triangle. And also, we know that another two interior angles, one of that is 25, another is 35. So this one will be 25 plus 35, which is 60 degrees. And we're going to use the technique by one more time, because 135 is an exterior angle of this triangle, of this small face triangle. So we know x plus 60, right? The two interior angles add together equals to the exterior angle, which is not next to it. So which is 135. And then you know x equals to 135 minus 60. That gives you 75 degrees. Okay. Of course, for this question, there's so many other ways to solve it. But I just want to use this question to review this conclusion that I want you to remember, which is the exterior angle equals to the sum of another two interior angles, which is not next to it. Does it make sense to you guys? If you understand it, type 1 in the chat box. You got it? Yep. Any other questions? If you feel confused, you can raise your hand. Okay, so I guess I can move on. So this one is also a very interesting question. Let's see, calculate the area of this right angle triangle. So in most of the right angle triangle, which we need to, we can get the area using that two legs. So using this line and this line together, the area. But in this question, you see that we got no idea about the length of AB, right? We don't know that. But what we know is that if you draw this A, the vertical line to BC. Yes, Kiki.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So this, if you treat this one as height, so BC will be your base. So you use your base times the height divided by 2, you get the area. Okay, so let's say 12.5 times 6 divided by 2. Then that will be the area of this right angle triangle. Guys, tell me what is the area you got? 12.5 times by 3, basically. So that will be 37.5. Okay. Square centimeters. Calculate the perimeter of this right angle triangle. So if you want to get the parameter, you need to know what is the length of AB, right? Do we know that? What is the length of AB? How can we get it? You have already know the area, guys, which is 37.5. Yes, Kiki?
It's got nothing to do with the area, but there's a way you can find the other side. It's 12.5 square and 10 square equals to the other side square, which we totally won't know at all.
Oh, you use that way, but actually we can use the area. Do you know why? I'm gonna set the length of AB as letter A. How about that? So A times by 10 divided by 2 equals to the area, which is 37.5. You already got it from the first question. So now you see you can find A, because let's say that will be, if you use A times by 10 divided by 2, basically times by 5. So 5A equals to 37.5. Then what is A, guys? 37.5 divided by 5. What'd you get? A equals to what number?
7.5.
7.5. That's right. 7.5 centimeters. And now we're ready to get the perimeter, because A is 7.5 and BC is 12.5. AC is 10. So the perimeter equals to 10 plus 7.5 plus 12.5, which gives us what number, guys?
29.5.
29.5. You see, you got 2.5.
30.
It must be an
30.
integer. Yes, 30 centimeters. Okay, that's it. It's gonna be 30 centimeters. So for this one, I'm going to give 3 stars to it. It's really classic question. So for this one, the first step, use one thing to get, use one base and one height, the corresponding height to get the area. And you're going to use that area you got from the first question to get another length of this right angle. Okay, another leg of it. So that's really interesting for this question. Okay, so next one. So it's a box. Question number 16. Question A is very easy. Calculate the volume of the box. So we know that is a cuboid. So as for cuboid, you want to get a volume, just use the length times the width times the height. And that will be, let's say, 25 times 40 times 12. And actually for this one, you can use the fast calculation. You can use the calculation skills, because 25 and 4, they are friend numbers. We know that times together give us 100, and you got 0 at the end. So that will be 1,000. The answer will be 12 and 3 zeros at the end. Let's move on to the second one. How many 3 centimeter times 4 centimeter times 5 cuboids can be packed into the box? So for this one, we always start with some special numbers. Because if you take a look at 3, you know that 25 is not a multiple of 3. 40 is not a multiple of 3. But 12, it is a multiple of 3, right? So you're going to put 3 in this direction. Let's see, how many of 3 do we have in 12, guys? 12 divided by 3, you got 4. So that means you're going to have 4 layers. Okay, you have 4 layers. And let's see, when we move on to 5, you know that 5 is divisible by 25 and 40 at the same time. So 5 is not that special. So I'm going to take a look at 4. So 4 is only divisible by, is it 5 cuboids? The answer? Nope. And it's not that too small. So 40 is for 40, right? 4 is only divisible by 40. It's not divisible by 25. So that means that 4 gonna be put in this direction. So you're gonna see how many 4 do we have in 40? 40
10.
divided by 4, you got 10. So actually in this direction, you're gonna have 10, let's see, 10 columns or 10 rows. okay, 10 columns basically. And as for 5, you're going to say how many 5 do we have in 25? So basically, so you have 5 rows. So 5 rows, 10 columns, and 4 layers. So how many keyboards do you have in total? You have to use 4 times 10 times 5. Yes, Cindy?
It's 200.
Yes, it's 200. That's right. It's going to be 200. Last one. You get a string which is tied around the box as shown in the diagram. Calculate the total length of the string used. Ignore the length of the knotted part. Okay. So you see, as for the red lines, that will be the strings, and we need to get the total length of the string. So my way is that I'm gonna treat the length, the width, and the height respectively. So guys, if we take a look at the height, which is 40, how many of that do we have? You see, the front face, you get 1. So that means the back face, you have 1. And the right, if you take a look at the right face, you got 2. So that means on the left, you got 2. So that's it, right? So as for the height, the length equals to the height. This kind of string, this small parts, you got 6 of that, and each one is 12. So 6 times by 12. And then you move on to the side, which equals to the, let's say, the width of that, okay, the green one, I mean the orange one. So on the top, you have 2. So on the bottom, you're gonna have another 2. So that'll be 4 in total, right? And the length of each one will be 25. So that'll be 4 times 25. And then you move on to the longest one, the green one. Let's see, this one over here. So on the top, you have only 1 of that. And on the side, you see on the right, you don't have it. That means on the left, you don't have it. You have another one, which is on the bottom. So basically, it's only 2 of that. So 2 times 40. Okay. Here you got another 2. Here you get another 2 orange. So let's add them together to get the answer. 6 times 12, you got 72. 4 times 25 is 100. 2 times 40 is 80. So let's see, 72 plus 80 is 152 plus 100, which is 252 centimeters. So that'll be the final answer. Okay. Next one, question number 19. This symbol has a special meaning. A, the symbol B equals to 4 times A. So basically it's 4 times the first number, minus 2 times the second number, and plus 3. This is, for example, 2 symbol 3 equals to 4 times by 2 minus 2 times 3 and plus 3. So question A, work out 5 the symbol 14. Actually, guys, for this kind of question, just copy down what it tells you. So I'm going to replace A by 5, replace B by 14. So you're going to do 4 times by 5, take away 2 times 14 plus 3. And just do the calculation, 20 minus 28 plus 3, which is minus 5. Okay, that's the answer. Question B, work out. So in this kind of thing, yes, my suggestion is that you got the thing in the bracket first and then do one more step. So just write down step 1 and step 2 to remind you have 2 steps. So sometimes some of the students, they finish step 1 and just fill out the answer. They will forget the step 2. So let's say as for step 1, you're going to do 6 with the symbol 9. Yes, Kiki?
Can I explain that?
Okay, so 4 times 6 and then?
So you do 4 times 6, add 9 times 2.
Is that add or take away?
Minus.
Minus, okay, and you add 3. What do you get?
I got 9.
Yes, you got 9, that's right.
And then for the second step, you do 5 times 4.
Let's see. It's 5, it's not 6. So, oh, sorry. It's gonna be 5 with symbol and 9, okay?
And so you do 5 times 4, which is 20, minus 18, add 3, which I got, which I got,
So 20 minus
Okay, it's
18, you
five.
got 2.
Yeah.
2 plus 3, you got
You're
5,
right.
okay? It's gonna be 5. Very good. So last one, this will be question B. Let's see, question C. So as for question C, you got some unknowns here. So basically, it's just a very easy, let's say, equation you need to solve. So it's gonna be 4 times 8 minus 2 times m, and add 3, you got 23. Okay, 4.8 gonna be 24 minus 2m, add 3, which is 23. So we know that will be, say, if you take away 3 from both sides, it will be 20. 24, take away 2m is 20. Am I right? M is 2. I don't think so. It's 32, guys. I made a mistake. It's not 23, it's 32. Okay, 32 here. Okay, so now you know that 32 minus 12, which is 20, means 2m is 12, then 1m equals 12 divided by 2, which is 6. Okay? You got m equals to 6. Next one. Next one. Use the fact that this 867 times 412 equals to this number to find a. So basically, it's just the reverse use, okay, of the multiplication. So the answer is just the 412. It's very easy for the first one. And for the second one, what's the relationship of this one and this number? You divide by 100. And also this one and this one, you divide by 100. So actually, as for the final answer, you're going to divide by 10,000, which is 100 times 100. So you have to move the decimal point left by 4 digits, 1, 2, 3, 4. You go to this place, the final answer will be 335.7204. That's it. Let's move on to the last one. So as for this 41.2, we know that is coming from 412 divided by 10. But where is this number coming from? How can we get this number?
867 times 2.
So if you times this 867 by 2, you got 1,034. And then you have to divide by 10. So basically, you're going to do 2 steps. 867. First step times by 2. Second step, divide by 10. So that's how you get this number over here. So as for the answer, which is 35724, 7204. So you're going to repeat this 1, 2, 3 operations to get it. That will be times by 2 first, and then divide by 10, and then divide by 10. Let's see, if this number times by 2, what do you get? You got 804,471. Okay, if you times that by 2, you got this number. And then you divide by 10, you divide by 10, basically you divide by 100. So you're going to move the decimal point left by 1 and 2 digits. So the final answer will be 7,144.08. Okay. Next question. So this one is also very easy if you understand, if you remember the thing we learned in long-term courses, which is about the sequence. It's less than, I think it's less than 4 or 5. Yes, Harry.
So what I first did is see how like what the sum of the 7 dwarfs' ages is when the 7th dwarf is
Yes, you
born.
got 7 of that. So I'm going to use the circle to represent one of each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I right?
Yeah.
So as for the middle one, we know that is consecutive, means that is arithmetic sequence. So for the middle one, you know the sum. How do you get the middle one?
You do okay. You do 56 divided 7.
Which is
8.
8. So this one will be 8. And the question, what do the ages of the oldest, the 3, add up to?
And then you just keep on adding 1 since it says consecutive.
Okay, so let's see. All of them will be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If you want to get the sum of the oldest 3 ages, you just add these 3 numbers. So you got 30, right? 9, 10, 11 add up to 30. That will be the final answer. 30 years. Okay, we're ready to move on to the last one. And this one will be the most difficult question today. In the calculation shown below, different letters represent different digits. What is A times C plus B? And you see, you times 3 numbers, 3 two-digit numbers together, right? You got this number over here, which is 15015. Guys, can we find all the factors of this number so we can solve this kind of question? It's called prime factorization. So this number is most divisible by what number, guys? Can you tell me one of the factor that you can come up with? Yes. Let's do 5. Okay, let's do 5. If you divide by 5, you're gonna get 3003, and that must be divisible by 3, which is 1001. Okay, guys, this number is so special. Can you tell me this number equals to what? Equals to 3 prime numbers times together. Do you remember that? 1001, 7, 11, and 13. That's right. Just remember this. It's really important, guys. So we know that this number equals to 3 times 5 times 7 times 11 times 13. Guys, so far so good? Yep. And the thing is that you have only 3 numbers, but now you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. That means you need to put some of the numbers into a group, times them together, see if you get the correct answer. So basically, as for this one, we got 2 different correct answers. For the first one, you see BB equals these 2 numbers will be the same. And we have 11 over here. So how about that B equals to 1? BB is 11. And then BC will be 1 something. And AB will be something 1. Guys, can you find one of the solution for that? We have already used 11.
31 times 11 times.
So actually 5 times 3. 5 times 3, you got what? You got 15. That is 3 times by 5. And also 7 times 13, you got 91. You got it? 7 times 13, you got 91. So that will be one of the answer. Then A equals to, let's say A equals to 9. C equals to 5, B equals to 1. So the answer of that will be 5 times by 9 and add 1, which is 46. Okay, that will be the first answer you get. And also we do have some other answers to the question, guys. And actually, if you times 3 and 11 together, you got 33. If you put these 2 together, you will get 33. And the thing is that how can we get something 3 and 3 something here? And actually, if you put 5 and 7 together, that will be 35. And also you have only one of 13, so that will be 13 in this place. You see, that also meet the requirement. And we can find another answer to the question. So answer 2, A equals to 1, C equals to 5, B equals to 3. And then A times C plus B equals to 1 times 5 plus 3, which gives us 8. Okay, so for the question, what will be the answer? You have to write it like 46 or 8. You have two choices. Any questions about this one? That will be the last question today. Is that clear? Go ahead, Cindy.
Wait, so why, I'm still a bit confused about how you got the 91 and the 15.
So you see, this number equals to 3 times 5 times 7 times 11 times 13, right? So I want to I'm gonna rearrange them put them into some different groups, basically 3 groups. And that's gonna give me like this form, you see, this form over here, A, B, 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 C. So in the middle, that 2 numbers must be the same. And I found 11 is over here. So how about we try 11 itself? Can we, if you think that is clear, you can go now, of course. You got 11. So I'm trying to get something 1 times 11 times 1 something to get this number over here. So I'm going to try that because you have already used 11, right? You have already used 11. And also for this 15, you can try 13. You can try 13. But if you try 13, you're gonna put 3, 5, 7 all together. You times them all together. It's not a 2-digit number. It's a 3-digit number. So that doesn't work. And then I'm thinking of how can I get like 1 something number over here. I will see if I times 3 and 5 together, I'm gonna get 15, right? So that meets the requirement gonna be 15. And you have already used the 3 and 5. So we have to try one more time. See, we used 3, 5, and 11 already, and we have only 7 and 13 over here. So let's have a try. If I times 7 and 13 all together, what do you get? You times them together.
7 times 13 is 91.
Yes, 91. It's perfect, right? It ends up with 1. But let's see, if you try that, you'll find it's not end up with 1. That means it's not possible for this kind of scenario. Means the middle number is not 11. So you're gonna go to another one. So let's try 33. Is that possible? Of course, you can try 55. Of course, you can times 5 and 11 together. It's gonna be 55. So that'll be 5 something, and this one will be something 5. But actually, you find it's not possible because if you have already used 5 and 11, and you have left 3, 7, and 13, you will find you cannot get a 5 from 3, 7, and 13. So that is not possible. So that's why we have only 1 correct answers over here. Does it make sense to you?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Lovely. So that will be all for today, guys. So happy Halloween. Enjoy your night. Okay, hope you can get so many candies tonight.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you guys. See you next week. Bye. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy Halloween. Bye.
You too.
I hope